Blog Talk Radio.
My minions, welcome. You have stumbled across the number one internet sports talk show in the world between the hours of 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. And welcome also to our affiliate radio stations as well. It is College Football Saturday. As we do every Saturday, we're going to talk about some of the key games today as well. Certainly Notre Dame, I've got dogs between my legs here. So that's a whole nother story. We'll get into that here in just a minute. 917-889-8516 are my digits. When we get into the college football talk, as well as Martinsville, more than just a hot dog in Martinsville. And we're going down the championship line right now in NASCAR. NFL week number 8 is here. Ed-Kracz, our official contributor to the NFL, our official NFL contributor, and beat writer Philadelphia Eagles is going to be joining us. Going to be breaking down some key games. And I tell you what, it looks like the Houston Texans broke open the AFC South, especially as we look at how Tennessee, we look at how Indianapolis, we look at how Jacksonville is looking right now. It looks to me right now that in the AFC South, we've got us a champion, but we don't know. We'll see what happens. And then also, World Series. How many people stayed up all night long to watch that marathon of a game? The Dodgers won it bad, and they got it. So they won last night, and that takes the series up 2-1. Of course, the Boston Red Sox, we'll see what happens. We'll get into that conversation with Mo from the BS Sports Show. Also, Mo's going to be talking about our betting line, bloodlines, where to put your money, where not to put your money, but where you need to put your ears at right now is right here, 917-889-8516, my digits. Myself and Rick Riggin, executive producer of the Balance. We're right back with some college football talk. Well, we're supposed to also be standing by for Matthew Embry. We'll be right back right here on the Balance Radio Network.
Tonight.
The Air National Guard is a reserve component of the United States Air Force and serves alongside active-duty Air Force members in times of a national crisis. In addition, the Air Guard serves the state and local community in a wide range of capacities. The reason people join the Air Guard is as diverse as our members and includes such reasons as a deep desire to serve their country, money for college, travel, new job skills, and the pride that goes along with belonging to the greatest military organization in the world. I joined because I felt a calling to serve my country, but I didn't want to be far away from my family, so the Indiana Air National Guard was a perfect fit for me. With over 95 different career opportunities to choose from and 100% paid college tuition to any state-funded college, why not give us a call? Call 1-800-841-3103 or visit online at goang.com to find out more. Again, that's 1-800-841-3103. The Air National Guard, guarding America, defending freedom.
It's double trouble, double the fun at African Safari Wildlife Park in Port Clinton, Ohio. See the largest antelope on Earth, the giant eland, and the ugliest creature on Earth, the African warthog. There's so much to see and do, including the Midwest's only drive-through safari. Feed the animals, see live educational shows, feel the excitement. Have your picture taken with a python or cockatoo. Feel the adventure. Shop the Symbol Lodge gift shop with items available from around the globe. Visit the snack bar or picnic facilities. Enjoy a pony or camel ride. Or cheer your favorite porker on to victory in the famous Pork Chop Down. Bring your family to see the rare and exotic animals at African Safari Wildlife Park in Port Clinton, Ohio. Just take Route 2 to the Route 53 North exit and follow the sign. Only 17 miles west of Cedar Point via Route 6. Open every day, rain or shine.
When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can be confusing. Like Swedish techno confusing.
Bark, bark, meow, meow. Dance with me, purple cow. Bark, bark, meow, meow. Ooh, you lovely cow.
Geico makes it easy. With 24/7 access, all you have to do is go to Geico.com and you can save money on car insurance. It just makes sense. Unlike,
Dance with me, purple cow. I like your moves.
When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can be hard. Like early 90s heavy metal hard.
I'm yelling and screaming and I'm loud. Roar.
Geico makes it easy. You can review and update your policy or report a claim on Geico.com or the Geico mobile app. Because shouldn't we all have a little less stress in our lives?
I'm not even upset about anything.
All right, and welcome back to the Balance. My name's tom-marquis, Presidente, 917-898-8516. Let's get this party started. Mr. Rick Riggin, Executive Producer of the Balance, joins us, and going to be talking some college football with us. But first of all, how is you, sir?
Pretty good, Tom. How about yourself?
Oh, fantastic. Are we ready? I tell you what, we'll get into this big game today, but Notre Dame Navy, obviously win or loss, always a big matchup, almost a rivalry. Maybe we won't call it as big of a rivalry as Army-Navy, but certainly a game that has a long history with the Fighting Irish, so we're going to get into those games here in just a second. Halloween this next week. What do you got going on?
I'm just going to dress as myself and scare away all the kids.
You can hold your monster can up and say, "I'm
basically, yeah.
I'm a monster, that's for sure." Well, the last time we talked, I was in my 40s. Now I'm in my 50s. Life is changing at a whirlwind pace. No, I'm just kidding. But
I'm not even quite there yet. I'm not even quite 40 just yet, so I got a little bit to go. I'm less than a year away though from 40. I mean, I turned 40 in August, so I'm just going to enjoy these last few months in my 30s here.
I don't know that we would definitely define you as a millennial, but you're right on the cusp, I guess.
I've researched that, and 79, so I'm Generation X, and then my wife, the millennials, for what I see, millennials are 1980 to year 2000, so I call her a millennial, and we argue, and she gets really mad. I got friends that are born 1980, and it makes them mad to no end when I call them millennials, but Generation X, 1979.
They hate it. They hate it. That's for sure. Now, so you recently saw the movie Halloween. Now, is that like a remake of the old Halloween with Michael Myers and all that?
Well, it's confusing if you want to go watch it. I mean, it's probably the best Halloween movie. It's really good. But what it is, it's actually the sequel to. This is the confusing part. It's actually the sequel to the first one of 1979. It's like all the other Halloween movies they've done so far don't even exist. Like they never even happened. And this movie is the sequel to the original movie. So it's really good.
Well, let's get into this college football talk. Rick, I'm going to let you for about 5 minutes just give us a preview, maybe not even that long, just a preview of what games we're going to be talking about. We'll break them down here in just a second. I got I'm multitasking. As I mentioned, I have 2 dogs
I
right
don't
here.
even know what game we're going to talk about. I don't have those shows. Nope.
I sent them to you yesterday. You know what? You are so fired. 917-889-8516 is our digits. Help Rick out if you want to. Rick, I know you know so much about Notre Dame and Navy. I know you know about Florida and Georgia. I know you know enough to talk for about 2 minutes.
All right.
All right.
Go handle your business. I got it. All right, so we got Notre Dame Navy today, and this game's taking place out in San Diego, which is really cool. All the naval stations, you got Camp Pendleton out in San Diego. So it's actually, I can't remember how it's done, if Notre Dame is actually considered the home team, but it should be Navy is the home team.
See, it didn't even take 2 minutes.
Oh, my goodness, that took 30 seconds. Now you cut me off. I got to finish now. No,
go right ahead. We need you to finish. It's very
you're back now. We go ahead and talk Notre Dame Navy.
Well, that's on the list, but we want to keep teasing Anchors Aweigh and Notre Dame Victory March. But I tell you what, one of the biggest games of the weekend, I think, really with a lot of what we would call key implications. So we'll start with the Florida-Georgia game. Do I think Georgia will win? Yes, but Florida has been on a tear since they beat Kentucky. Let's talk a little bit about what's going on with these Georgia Bulldogs.
Well, I mean, they just lost so much of their talent from last season. They're not quite the same team they were last year. That big loss to LSU, that really set them back. And I think this game, a lot of experts are picking Georgia in this game, but I think this game is going to be like extremely close. I think Georgia's like a touchdown favorite or so. I think this game's going to be closer than that. If not, Florida actually gets a win.
Well, yeah, absolutely, and we'll see how that plays out, because I tell you what, it is going to be a big game. It's always tough to gauge rivalry games, Rick, and we're going to talk about. I don't know if we want to call Notre Dame Navy a rivalry game, but we certainly want to talk about the history about it. But certainly when we talk about rivalry games, it's always tough to gauge them, and certainly this is definitely one of them with Florida and Georgia. When it comes down on the offense, you can find the most offensive balance. Both defenses will load up to stop the run, which is key to both teams on a victory today. So really, I guess it comes down to who do you trust more in the passing game? Jake Fromm or Felipe Franks? I'm going by memory there, so you know me, I always screw up the names. But
well, that's right. You nailed it. Good job.
Well, man, instead of losing my memory in my old age, I'm gaining my memory in my old age. But I'll side with the guy that led his team to the national title all day long.
Well, you actually hit the nail on the head just a second ago. Name those quarterbacks. Who do you trust more, Jake Fromm or Felipe Franks? And the answer is Jake Fromm. Felipe Franks hasn't showed anybody in the country just yet. This past 2 seasons he's been at Florida, has been their quarterback, that you can trust him, that you can put the game on his shoulders, and he could take the team down the field and get a late drive, put together a game-winning drive. So that's the question you have with Felipe Franks, because he hasn't shown that yet. Jake Fromm has done that. Jake Fromm did that against Notre Dame last year at Notre Dame. Jake Fromm did that a couple times last year, and if it wasn't for Tua Tagovailoa, Jake Fromm would be a national champion right now. Jake Fromm has proven that he can carry the team. Felipe Franks just doesn't seem like he's quite there yet. So if you want to make the game come down to that, it's going to be Georgia gets a close win.
Well, the spread's 7.5. It's at home. It's going to be a fist fight. You got to go with the home game. Well, I say it's at home. It's not technically at home. I think they're playing in Atlanta. Am I right about that? I think so.
I believe it's in Orlando. And it's a good rivalry game when it has its own name. It's the world's largest cocktail party.
The world's largest cocktail party. Why didn't we get an invite to that, Rick?
I wish.
Well, I've got to go with Georgia on this one. Are you saying that you think that the Gators have a fighting chance? I would say they do.
I'm going to pick Georgia also, but Florida did beat LSU, so it's just one of those weird things. It's a tough game to pick for me, actually. Georgia was dominant enough on defense to stop LSU, and they beat LSU. And we see how good LSU is this year. Florida beat LSU, so here's another one of them games for Florida. So I think Georgia gets a close win. I think Georgia's just a little bit better, especially at the quarterback position. I think that's the difference in this game.